So, Ian, do you have any real world examples of some attorneys that you've worked with? Just to share some feedback, if there was an attorney thinking about buying TrialPad or using it, what are some tips or some things that they should consider when using TrialPad, or if they're thinking about getting TrialPad? Why
Okay.
would they want to buy it?
Okay, there's two main types of attorneys that get TrialPad. There's the attorneys who already have an iPad and like TrialPad, the idea of TrialPad. They've gone onto our website, they've watched our how-to videos, they see how it works, and they want to purchase it. There's the other type of attorney who decides he wants to buy an iPad because he's seen TrialPad. And the first attorney is very comfortable with the iPad and can get up to speed very quickly. The second attorney might have a hard time adjusting to the iPad interface. It's a little different than your PC world, the file management, and so on. But both of them, once they get into it, they're very happy with it. And they've used it in everything from depositions to mediations to arbitrations and trials. That's what I'm aware of. I don't know all the users who have purchased TrialPad because Apple doesn't release that information to us. But I know the geographic locations, it's being purchased in Mexico, Canada, the US, in Asia, in Europe, in Australia, in South Africa. So it's been purchased all over the world to go in, and used in many different types of venues. They locally here, of the attorneys I've spoken to, one attorney's used it in a deposition where he's had a doctor there testifying, and he's been able to put up an X-ray using TrialPad onto a screen, have the doctor annotate on it, and then email that annotated document to the court reporter and opposing counsel. In terms of trials, that same attorney actually used it in a trial, and he did have some technical problems at the trial, but the technical problems revolved around the projector and the screen, nothing to do with the notepad or the iPad.
Yeah, technology is always great when it works, right?
Yeah, the only problem was he was having a problem getting the keystone to work, so the projection screen was square as opposed to a little keystone.
So I guess for attorneys wanting to reduce the amount of paper that they bring to trial, I mean, this would help them reduce the amount of paper, so it's sort of like going green, right?
For sure. I mean, our new version of TrialPad, which, like I said, hasn't been released yet, we're about another week away, and we came out with TrialPad as a trial presentation app. Now we've evolved it into a trial presentation and legal file management. So you can have any number, hundreds of cases in TrialPad, and they're separated by case folders, and then you can go in and out of each case, look at your documents, annotate them, save them, and get ready for presentation. So you can go from deposition to mediation to trial in one day, if you could, and have the iPad with you and be able to carry all your documents in something as thin as the iPad.
That's impressive to me, to have a legal file management system, because I know in all the law firms that I've worked in, they've had document management systems, within the firm. So do you find that the attorneys are using Dropbox to sync their files between their PCs and their iPads?
Yes, I mean, at Legal Tech in New York in January and at the ABA Tech Show in Chicago just this past month, Dropbox was a very hot topic among all the attorneys. Hot as in they were endorsing it. Yes. I know there's some attorneys still in some firms that are very security conscious, wanting to make sure where their files are kept, and they're a bit nervous about them being in the clouds. But most of those same firms already have some kind of off-site backup storage, and it's stored in the cloud already, anyways.
Yeah.
Dropbox has very good security, both in the transmission of files and in the storage of files. So we're not too concerned about that. If someone, if you have your iPad with you and you leave in the courtroom, it's no different than leaving your Redwell in the courtroom with your document files from your client in there too. So obviously, every attorney has to practice their own best practices for security and retaining all the documents.
Right. I would say follow the firm's policy if the firm has one on that, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of the firms we dealt with, a very big AMLO 100 firm that's based here in Miami, I met with the whole IT staff, about 4 of them there who take care of this office, and the whole meeting was about setting up a best practices guidelines for the attorneys, how to use it. Not a concern of of Dropbox itself, but saying, this is how we intend to use it, this is what the process you should go through, and if you follow these guidelines, everything's going to be fine.
Very good.